Hey class, welcome back to Introductory Psychology. It is week 13. Can you believe it? It's already November. Time is flying, and yet here we are. I hope that you all are enjoying your weekend. We have for November, we have surprisingly, even though it's gloomy, we have surprisingly good weather. I mean, yeah, it's a little gloomy, but the temperature was great. Wind not so bad. Last night I managed to make it to the OU TCU game last night. Awesome game, perfect weather for a Saturday night November football game. So big win there yesterday. OSU huge win, a close one to Iowa State. I don't know what it's looking like, but we might see an OU OSU rematch in the Big 12 title, and I think that would be so cool. I know people get really heated about, if you like OSU, you like OU. I mean, I go to OU, and so I'm a pretty big Sooners fan, but I think it's so cool when both teams are doing well. I think it's so cool when they get to play each other when they're both on top. I mean, it sucks that, someone's got to lose, but it's just so cool that our state is kind of like at the top for a little bit. So anyways, hope you're enjoying your weekend. Hopefully you're getting ready for Thanksgiving, getting excited about that break. I know that I am. So this week, we have a couple things to do. This week you will be reading, in the Rathis text, reading chapter 12 on psychological disorders. And I actually think for many people, psychological disorders, the discussion of mental illness is probably what draws a lot of people into studying psychology or taking an introductory psychology class, whether they know somebody who has a psychological disorder, or whether they themselves have a psychological disorder, or you've seen it depicted in the media and you find it interesting. But I think this is a topic that really is what brings people into psychology. And granted, there's much more to psychology than mental illness or psychological disorders, but it is a very fascinating topic. It's very interesting, and it's what propelled me when I was an undergraduate student at OU. I thought the clinical sort of abnormal psych route was where I wanted to go, and for my for my bachelor's capstone project, I got to work at the only state-funded mental health hospital in the state of Oklahoma, Griffin Memorial, in Norman, Oklahoma. So for a while there, I thought that was kind of the direction I wanted to go in, and life happens and changes, and it's not quite where I wanted to end up. But I still think it's one of the most fascinating topics in psychology, and I think it's what kind of brings a lot of people to psychology. So for chapter 12, you're going to be covering a lot in this chapter, but you should be able to define what psychological disorders are and describe how prevalent they are. You'll be looking at possible signs and symptoms of anxiety disorders, obsessive compulsive and related disorders, trauma and stressor related disorders like PTSD, origins of dissociative disorders like multiple personalities, the origins of the symptoms of somatic disorders, bipolar and depression, schizophrenia and psychotic disorders, and then some personality disorders. So really, you're just going to kind of get a nice taste of what all the different classifications of disorders are. You'll get an introduction into the DSM-5, the book that's used to diagnose psychological disorders. So I think you'll find this chapter to be pretty interesting. And hopefully, if this is a topic that is interesting to you, I believe OSU OKC does offer a course in abnormal psychology, which is just the study of psychological disorders. So something to consider if that's something you're interested in. So read chapter 12, make sure you do that. And also, I have posted exam 3, which will cover chapters 9 through 12. It is open as of this morning. And what I'll do, since Thanksgiving break is coming up soon, I'll actually open that up for a couple more days. I know, maybe you're preparing for the holidays or getting ready and got other stuff going on. So I will open that up for a couple of extra days. It'll be open till the Wednesday before Thanksgiving. That way, if you're, you got family coming in, things are kind of crazy right now, maybe give you an extra day or two to breathe and take that exam. So I'll open that up for you. And last thing, not to confuse you all, but I know I've received a couple emails about extra credit opportunities, and at first I said, hey, I don't have anything, but actually I do now. I have an extra credit opportunity, and that is if you go under the quizzes on D2L, you'll actually find a new quiz that has been added there, and it's called Assessment Quiz for Fall 2017, and this is a quiz that has been made by the department, the faculty at OSU OKC, for the introductory psychology students. Basically, it's a quiz to kind of see it's want to know what you're learning in the class. What are you walking away from? What are you leaving introductory psychology knowing? Some big picture stuff. So it's a really short quiz, but if you take that quiz, I will give extra credit, 2 points for every correct answer that you get. I won't give extra credit just for doing it because you could just guess, but I will give 2 points extra credit for every correct answer that you get, and I'll add that to your total grade. So check that out. Again, it's a really short quiz, but you can find it under quizzes, and it's assessment quiz for fall 2017. Take that quiz, and then I'll check on that, check the scores, and I'll get you some extra credit for doing so. But I think that's about it for this week. If you have any questions at all, feel free to email me. Feel free to post on a discussion post as you're reviewing or for the exam. So just remember, read chapter 12 this week on psychological disorders. Take exam number 3, which covers chapters 9 through 12. And then if you'd like some extra credit, the assessment quiz for fall 2017 is available. So anyways, again, if you have any questions, shoot me an email or post on the discussion post. Otherwise, I hope you all have a wonderful week, and I will see you all next week. All right, take care. Bye.